So we have all been witnessing a common experience over the last many months. The Monday of March 16 started off for me like any typical week. The weekly sales review was followed by delivery review. But as the day progressed, we found ourselves huddled to discuss the implications and fallout of having to shut down offices. It was all too sudden, and we had no idea how we would manage our ongoing project assignments and, of course, the customer engagement. The anxiety was not just about our own operations, but more about the operations of our customers. Being a B2B company, our business runs only when our customers' businesses run. A lot has happened over these 8.5 months. But imagine the impact this pandemic would have caused had the digital age not arrived. While digital has been our biggest savior, digital has also been perhaps the biggest disruptor for many businesses. These twin forces of digital technology evolution and the lasting impact of pandemic on humanity are bringing a shift in business paradigms. Factors like user experience, convenience, availability, and value for money are driving customer behavior more than a brand affinity. Business models are pivoting to accommodate changes in offerings, delivery models, and pricing mechanisms. Digital technologies are providing level playing field to new entrants. Digital adoption is determining business agility and the winners. Distributed and networked workforce is redefining collaboration models and cost structures. And the mountains of data this digital adoption is generating is enabling us and our machines to learn and take better decisions. I have with me here today 3 distinguished CIOs who are responsible for steering digital strategy at 3 large enterprises. We have the opportunity to learn from them the transformation their organizations underwent during this period and the impact of this transformation on their vendors and partners. May I request for Priya Dhar to be brought on stage, please. Hi, Priya.
Hi, Ajay. How are you?
Very good. How have you been?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking.
Excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen, Priya is the head of digital strategy and innovation at Amway India. A highly accomplished senior technology leader, Priya has a track record of accomplishing large and complex projects and exceeding expectations. Priya brings with her extensive experience in building digital transformation strategies, conceptualizing and realizing customer-facing digital solutions, and the management and operations of applications for large organizations. Priya's industry experience spans across FMCG, telecommunication, retail, and finance. Prior to Amway, Priya was the CIO at Godfrey Phillips for several years and had impactful stints at a couple of other companies, both in US and India. Welcome, Priya, to this panel.
Thank you. Thank you. So glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. May I request for Mr. Prasad Puthipedi to be brought on stage, please?
Hey, Ajay, I think there's a little technical glitch on Anil and Prasad's side. Can you, in the meantime, get with discuss with me and we'll put them on stage in a while?
I can do that, although,
welcome to the virtual world. Welcome to the virtual world.
Yeah. It suddenly became a 4x4, a 2x2 from a 4x4.
No, yeah. So sometimes you need carts to move digital.
Yeah. Snail mail, it's called.
It was all planned because this is how we wanted to show the power and not so powerful digital.
And we thought that we have gained 2 minutes.
I think it's a good way to remind us of reality. So Ajay, why don't you get started? And I think I'll just add Anil and Prasad back to the stage in a while.
Okay. Not a problem. So Priya, Amway has been a pioneer of MLM. In fact, we have grown knowing the MLM, salesmen of Amway for a long time who would visit homes and who would. Okay, I think I'll stop here because we have our 2 other guests, with us already. So let me just, hi. Welcome to the stage finally.
Flickering. I think there's some flickering happening.
There's some flickering happening. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Prasad Puthipedi, who is the CIO and head of Global IT Center of Excellence at Hafele India. A senior technology and business professional with almost 30 years experience in industries covering manufacturing, services, retail, and training. Prasad is a specialist when it comes to the delivery and management of global IT projects. The areas of work for his group include enterprise applications like ERP and CRM, infrastructure, program management, digitalization, and adoption of cloud and other emerging technologies. Prasad has led many digital transformation projects at Hafele to bring substantial business benefits with enhanced customer experience and improved employee productivity. As the CIO of Hafele, Prasad has been instrumental in setting up this global IT center of excellence in India for the Hafele Group and currently manages shared services for Hafele subsidiaries worldwide. Prasad has been a recipient of several awards, which includes the CIO Power List Award for 5 years in a row by Core Media, IT Genius Award in 2017 by Core Media, Next Gen Digital Leader Award by DataQuest in 2019, the CIO 500 Award in 2019 by Enterprise IT World, and the Great Manager Award in 2017 by Economic Times. The list is longer, but I guess I will cut it short here. Welcome on stage, Prasad, and welcome to this panel. We can't hear you, Prasad. Are you on mute? Okay, while Prasad checks his mic, and maybe we need the organizers to help us there, let me welcome to stage Anil. I've seen him no longer on my screen. Is he gone backstage? Okay, I guess I will get started with Priya in the meantime, and hopefully midway my question we will have Anil appearing, and we'll go with our scheduled course.
Absolutely.
So Priya, as I had started, Amway has been a pioneer in okay. Here comes Anil.
Yeah, it's kind
Anil,
of
you owe us a lot. Anil, I think you owe us a lot of coffee.
for sure.
So Anil is the general manager IT at Tata Starbucks. With over 16 years experience in retail and technology organizations, in his current capacity as GM IT innovation at Tata Starbucks, Anil has been playing a key role in the company's digital transformation projects, cloud and mobility platforms, ERP, retail analytics, security, and information management systems. Prior to Tata Starbucks, Anil was with Trent Hypermarket as the head IT. His role involved strategizing business transformation projects on future technologies, including the cloud journey and business intelligence systems. At Sybase Software, Anil worked as a solution architect in the Retail Center of Excellence, focusing on digital and e-commerce solutions. Anil has also made significant contributions to several other organizations, including the Future Group, Vadhavan Retail, and Zensar Technologies. Having started his career as a technology consultant, Anil is passionate about leveraging technology to provide business solutions. Anil has been featured in Bots, the book for Tritons, recognized among World CIO 200 by Global CIO Forum, Next 100 CIO, member RAI, ReTechCon, and he is also a writer, speaker, startup mentor, and a digital strategist. Welcome to our panel, Anil. So we have now the voice from both Anil and Prasad?
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good. So I don't know if I start now, whether we will have one more person appearing, on the stage. Okay, Priya. So Amway has been a pioneer of MLM, but over the past several years, Amway has pivoted its business. It has pivoted its business models to go direct to customers through a chain of physical stores. To what extent was your business impacted, and what transformations did you undertake to bring the situation under control?
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you so much for having me here. Just want to say a quick hello to everyone who is watching, and hope everybody's safe and happy at home. A good question. I think we've been around for a while now, and while our business has been a combination of offline and online, we very recently started talking about an online way of doing things. And very recently, as recent as 2019, did we strategizing around moving our business more from offline to online. We have around 70 offline stores, and that's what, like you said, that's what drove our business. But then obviously the things changed in March 2020 when everything just completely was taken over by this pandemic. And we saw a big shift happening from, people were not, the shops were closed, people were not able to get the product, and we saw a big, huge impact on our business. However, Amway is a company which had started working on digitalization, whichever way you want to call it, for a while. So while the stores got impacted because of the shutdown of the stores, our operations had hardly had any impact because we had all the facilities of work from home. The employees had all the tools to work from home. We had actually a policy which said people can work from home up to 2 to 3 days a week, obviously depending upon the role, etc. So that's how we kind of started on this journey. And in the beginning, we did have a lot of impact, but we quickly realized that it's important for us to strengthen or scale up our online presence. Within a month, I want to say 3 to 4 weeks, we saw 100% of our traffic move to our online platform. This platform we had actually gone live with in December of 2019. So it was in the middle of getting stabilized. There were a lot of small issues that we were realizing when people were moving onto the platform. So it was under complete stress. But thankfully, we were able to manage our business online. And that's when we realized that the preference of the customer has changed completely. Not just business e-commerce. Our business depends a lot about trainings. We are a completely distributor-led organization. And the distributors, we give a lot of training to the distributors about the products, about the what kind of, how to sell, etc. So all these trainings used to happen offline. Within a matter of, a week's or maximum a month, every single training was moved online. So that was another impact that we had because people were so used to having a physical connect. That physical connect was broken, which had an impact on the business. But digital helped by way of e-commerce, getting e-commerce online quickly, getting trainings online quickly, getting the material that's as a customer, I need material for my product. So that material has to be sent to you. So all that became digitalized. So our way of thinking completely had to be revamped. Everything had to be thought about. Like you started by saying, the customer experience suddenly became so important. And that too, the online customer experience became so important. Online quick delivery became so important. You could no longer now walk into a shop and pick up your product and go, which means that you had to get your product to the customer within, Amazonian time, which is not something that we had worked on. So, a lot of these the pandemic taught us a lot of things, which kind of, though we knew it sped up a whole lot of things. I'll tell you a quick two-liner. My strategy when I joined Amway last year was to bring online traffic from when I joined, it was at around 25-ish%. My target was to bring about online traffic of 90% to the site in 3 years. And within this pandemic, actually, we had a month where 100% of the traffic went online.
Phenomenal.
So that's how it changed our thinking.
Phenomenal. So, all of you are large organizations, and a lot of SME organizations rely on their business with organizations like yourselves. So, because this is an SME enclave, the context of some of these questions for me today is to understand that in which way would the SME organizations have been impacted, and what is likely to be the impact and the consequent strategies that the SME IT organizations should adopt in the times to come. But I'll come back to you on that. Let me first, bring Prasad in. So Prasad's business model, Heffley India's business model, is very different from the business model of Amway. Heffley India's business is purely B2B, and lockdown brought the operations of your business partners to a grinding halt. So what kind of digital transformation projects did you initiate, hasten up during this period? And what success did you have from those projects? We can't hear you, Prasad.
Go ahead.
No, Prasad, we can't hear you. Okay, let me take a moment and maybe move to Anil. In the meantime, I request that if Prasad's audio could be fixed. So once again, Anil, businesses like Tata Starbucks are so different from business like Amway and a business like Heffley India. For businesses like, and I'm using Tata Starbucks just as an example here, and there are several other businesses of the same nature. But for businesses like Tata Starbucks, the entire business prior to pandemic was customers walking into your outlets, right? Now we are aware that you started the home delivery model. But then you can home deliver coffee.
Yeah,
you cannot home deliver experience.
No, mute, video, share screen, and right?
We can hear you, Prasad, now. Prasad, okay. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I'm just with Anil for a moment. So give me a moment to come back to you.
No problem.
Okay. So Anil, I don't recall having ever gone to Tata Starbucks purely with the idea of just having a coffee. And I think most people would go to Tata Starbucks or the likes, one, to have coffee, and second, for the experience that it provides. So how are businesses like yourselves now using digital to bring back customers?
Thank you for Ajay for having me here, and thank you, Ines. What I would like to put in a perspective is that while in F&B industry, delivery was a part, right? Swiggy and Zomato were still there. It is not that we were not aware of how a delivery should be done, aware how to collaborate in deliveries. Here came the point where with COVID coming in, while we collaborated with Zomato and Swiggy, and while we were somewhere experimenting around the digital platforms, this came with a bank saying that, you know what, it's not only about, as you correctly said, it's not only about deliveries, but it's also customer experience. So when a delivery boy is at your doorstep, I would love him to give you that experience or that smile which you would allowed to come and see at any of the outlets of Starbucks, McDonald's, Burger King of the world, or any F&B industry, right? So we went by, and in fact the industry went by saying that let's collaborate and train each other. Training was a very key point out here. How do we, whatever we have learned over the period of time, how do we pass on to the last mile, and how do the delivery become seamless to the customer? Made a lot of sense there. Second part to that is it's not only about delivery. With the help of SMEs, and I see the future of SMEs to be growing. There's a huge opportunity to grow out there, right? For example, they gave us hands and legs at the doorstep to take contactless payments. You see a payment person coming up with a small gadget, and you swipe on that, and you are able to pay it to him, right? How did that happen? Yeah, it was first cash on delivery, right? People now started getting a back step and saying that cash on delivery maybe not the first move of doing it.
Just one point, Anil. So are all things that you started thinking of and planning after the pandemic stuck, or these were already projects underway?
Yeah, that's what I'm coming to. While the digital roadmap for most of the organizations the mature organizations were in place, pandemic brought it, expedited the processes. So which was thought about to be Q4, suddenly came up at Q1, and that tested the agility of the organization.
Okay.
Person who could go by there and do an agility check, that was a real test for all the CIOs out there to do the agility check.
Okay.
This gave us two opportunities. One, to reach to the customer in the best possible manner with the support of the collaborative teams across, and second, also streamlining our own internal processes.
Got it.
To adhere to this customer service.
Got it. Thank you. So Prasad, coming to you, given that Hafele India's business is purely okay, go ahead. Please.
I heard your question. Sorry, I could not. Sorry for the glitch. Anyway,
Yes,
question, Ajay. Hafele India is completely B2B operations in India. And yes, suddenly on March 21st, our entire business came to standstill. Though our back office was geared to work remotely, we enabled them to work. In fact, we started the drill 3 days before, and unfortunately or fortunately, the government declared the lockdown, and we were already ready to work from home. But our distribution centers and our experience centers were completely closed. So yes, it was a sudden change of business model, business operations, and we being in the architectural hardware and furniture fitting industry, our partners are not a very big organizations where they're very high-tech technology enabled. So they are used to doing business in the traditional way. So what we had to do was we had to go back to the drawing boards and think how to get customers to them. Anyway, even though we get customers, we would not be able to deliver the goods unless our distribution centers work. So we engage them on trainings, product lifecycle trainings. We normally give those trainings in-house. So we had to immediately ask our training department, where we have a complete LMS, online LMS. We enabled it. We organized around 400 to 500 hours of training in the 2 months for all our partners. In the meantime, the other teams in parallel worked out how we can enable them to get orders in a real digital world when the business opens up. Unfortunately, by the time on June 9th, May 15th, basically, our distribution centers opened up, but we could not deliver the goods to our major partners in our major cities. So we could do only to smaller cities. So in the next 2 weeks, by June 10th, we already partnered with modern retail outlets like Vijay Sales, Kohinoor, etc., where they had some kind of a digital presence. We wanted to showcase. We showcased our products, and some of our product line, which is in home appliances, which contributes to around 35% of our overall revenue. These are all washing machines, dishwashers, completely home appliances range, which has a very good potential. So we push them onto the digital platform.
So this is something which now will become like a permanent model of business for you.
Yes.
It's not going to pivot. So Pia, just coming back to you, there are things that you hastened up because of the pandemic, and this pandemic will get under control hopefully in a few months. But many changes triggered by this pandemic are defining what we now famously call the new normal. So what new digital initiatives do you foresee being undertaken by your organization over the next 12 to 36 months? And what role do you foresee for the SME IT companies in helping you succeed with that?
Ajay, I think, like you said, the new way of working, I don't think we are going to go back to the old way of working, at least not 100% at all. For example, the trainings that we were doing, we were spending so much money on trainings happening offline. I don't think we are ever going to go back to training offline again. At least 100% training offline. That's not going to happen. Conferences, I don't see. Amway is a organization that has a lot of these conferences where we bring people, the successes of the organization, we bring them together and we have highlight their stories. I don't think we are ever going to go back to 100% offline in that as well. We spoke about experience. I think as an Indian customer, we never used to take experience as one of the success criteria of anything that we do. Now experience is going to have a very high priority in anything that we do. Few click shopping, one click shopping. These are words that people are talking about. And I think SMEs are going to help us.
These are things that you are looking for SMEs to help you with.
Absolutely. I think SMEs are rightly poised to help us because these are niche companies who have in-depth knowledge of these new things that are happening, and they are the ones who are not afraid to take new initiatives, chances, and the turnaround time is fast.
And are more agile.
SMEs, absolutely. SMEs are well placed to help us.
So Prasad, your organization has a large internal IT team. You do a lot of things yourself, and but again, over the period of next 12 to 36 months, what initiatives do you think is your organization likely to take with SME IT companies here in India?
Well, Ajay, though we have a large team in-house, this is for the core systems that we manage, our entire SAP, the ERP part, and the CRM, and also the some other basic application, QI, the business intelligence. But we do partner with SMEs right now. We do have a lot of SME. We work with a lot of SMEs in India and also outside India. They mostly on web applications, mobile applications, and then e-commerce. We have our own web shop on web shop platform, which is called One Web Platform. So this is being rolled out, and most of the countries use this. And in India also, we are pushing this to be used by our B2B customers. As I said earlier, most of our customers are not tech savvy, but we are bringing them onto this technology platform, enabling them at no cost, giving them the digital platform to do business with us. And also we are giving them a complete dashboard as to they can see their business ledgers, etc. So we partner with SMEs to do that. At the same time, we also do a lot of, we are in the foreseeable future, we are also looking at AR, VR as one of our options, because we will not be able to attract the customers to our experience centers as walk-ins. So we need to provide them a virtual tour of our product range or of our functionality. In our, when you walk into our experience center, you see how the product functions. We may not sell an entire kitchen, including the wooden part of it, but we showcase how our architecture, how the hardware helps in functionality. So these are the things which we want to showcase to our customers in a virtual platform. And for these, we definitely go to SMEs and video.
Okay, excellent. So before I move to Anil, I want to thank the organizers. I just see that they have given us a couple of extra minutes to make up for the time that we lost. So thank you very much. So Anil, although everybody enjoys great coffee, but the typical customer segment for organizations like Starbucks is the Gen X, who were either born in the digital era or who grew up in the digital era. In what way do you think, and this customer profile is different from at least a large percentage of customer profile for Hafele India or even for Amway to some extent. So in what way do you think the challenges of digital transformation for your type of businesses would be different or more intense in comparison to these two organizations? And again, what role do you see SME IT companies playing in helping you accomplish that?
Sure. So again, I could go back to the first sentence which says SME has got a huge role to play in the running future coming up, right? In the next 12 to 30, 24 months. One, because as I said, the Gen X and Gen Y and Gen Z and all that segment, they are any which ways digitally savvy. They are one step ahead of us. Their expectations are a next level kind of thing, where we stop and thinking, they say that they start thinking from there, right, kind of thing, right? So how do you catch up with them? And the best part to catch up with them, let's be clear, right? The whole F&B industry is more sitting on kind of a legacy system. They are having their cloud journey in some place, some way or form. What they do is, what will be, in fact, the future look like is, one, the cloud agility will be leveraged to the most. Second, niche SME players will be brought into to the ecosystem to enhance the next level of digitalization in terms of contactless payments, in terms of multiple AR, VRs, which are people are looking at. People are looking at how do I bring an AI, more personalized gratification engines for the purpose of the customer and knowing the customer better, right? This is where the thoughts are going through, right? Tomorrow when I go walk into any of the restaurants anywhere, I need to know, I need to be recognized. I need to be recognized in the right way. And if I'm lacto intolerant, I should not be offered a lactose beverage or so and so forth.
So let me ask you here. Is this because the customers have started expecting that, or is this because businesses have started pushing this?
No. So it's both ways. It's both ways. While we were looking at a step ahead, with this pandemic, people have gone more digitalized in nature. They are no more this savvy. They are more, they know what their preferences should be and look like, and what should be what should they expect from the customer, from the restaurant or F&B industry, right?
Okay.
So that's the level. That's a mixed game there. And now, if you look at it, if you do not leverage, if people like us, if you do not leverage cloud to the max, and do not take the support or be collaborative with this SMEs, we are going to work too hard to meet the expectations. Okay. The way towards is a collaborative effort, a skill set development, because skill set development is a challenge internally, right? With SMEs coming in, they have already getting the skills onto the table. Why don't you collaborate and get that to the next level and have the journeys being, instead of being parallel somewhere, collaborate and be merged together to have a better experience to that.
Got it. Thank you. So, one last question, and this is, for each one of you, and, in view of the time available, I would request, give your insights for 30 seconds, and then I see a question from one of the attendees here, which I will put up immediately thereafter. So, Priya, basis your vision of things to come, what would be your advice for SME IT companies on what should they start doing, stop doing, or do more of?
I think I have worked with some phenomenal companies in the past and currently as well. I just have one thing to say. The SME companies that I've worked with are niche companies. They come up with solutions very fast. My only thing would be if they could just work on making these solutions scalable. Companies like ours look for these solutions to implement and then quickly want to scale it up to the next level. The solutions, maybe now is the time to look at these solutions from a scalability angle as well. We are no longer, let's make sure that the MVP gets deployed to a scale of people, and then we move on to the next solution. So if that's something that we can work on together, I think there's no stopping us from achieving great.
And by default, all solutions that we look at today are cloud-based solutions.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think we are going back to the data centers anymore.
So cloud, inherently by itself brings scalability.
Yes.
But then, of course, there is scalability also needed in terms of what you need to address the needs of 20 people would be very different from what you need to address the need of 2,000 or 20,000 people.
Yes, the solutions by design have to be scalable. You cannot be designing for 20 people and then expect the cloud to help us scale it to 20,000 people. The solution by design has to be scalable.
Excellent. So Prasad, your views on that?
Yeah, I 100% agree with Priya, and I have also worked with very good SMEs, big and small. But I have one piece of advice: is they need to invest a lot also in human capital development, because I see a lot of skill gap within their resources to give us some authentic solutions. So we need they struggle a lot sometimes to come back with solutions. So while they are adopting cloud, they are adopting trying to deploy all kinds of latest solutions, the human capital development and investing in their human capital is very important.
Thank you very much. We have run out of time, but Anil, last word from you.
I would say the SMEs come collaboratively rather than being very niche focused. While they are on cloud, it is scalable by design. Also, please come up with that end-to-end kind of collaborative solution so that the ecosystem can absorb them quickly and the go-to-market is faster.
Thank you very much. Thank you, all of you, Priya, Prasad, Anil. So much appreciate your time today and your insights. And I deeply regret the participants who have sent this question. But I see that the organizers aren't more gracious to add credit time into my clock. So I will have to stop here. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.